Welcome to the Friday Fenix. On this week's episode, Rudy Giuliani embraces not-so-sober living, the Texas power grid gets bailed out by a huge ball of natural gas, and what's next for the Joker franchise is punchy pastels. Plus, strapped teachers, robot skin, Pride Month, and so much more. Let's get into it. In our top story tonight, there's a lot to unpack from the January 6th hearings, like this much. The January 6th committee says they have enough evidence to indict Florida man Donald Trump. Guys, feel free to skip ahead to that part. I know you think we need the recap, but we...
To date, we have not seen fraud on a scale that could have affected a different outcome in the election.
Oh, this just in. Fox has decided not to renew democracy for the fall season. The January 6th hearings have also laid out evidence that proves Donald Trump is a lying grifter who used the big lie to scam his supporters for his own personal benefit. This has come as quite a shock to people just coming out of 30-year comas. Landscaping enthusiast Rudy Giuliani insists he wasn't drunk on election night, which is true. He was hopped up on a mixture of bath salts, drain cleaner, and eucalyptus oil, which really clears up the sinuses so the bath salts can get in there. A Washington police officer who put Nazi stuff on his office door will receive a settlement of $1.5 million in exchange for leaving. Wait, now you can get paid to be racist? This sets a dangerous precedent. What's next? A book deal? A seat in Congress? A primetime show on Fox? The presidency? Oh. A new law was passed in Ohio that allows teachers to carry guns on campus. Teachers are excited about this move as they can sell the guns to finally afford pencils and paper. Well, the U.S. might be in a bear market, but this Pride Month, so are the white supremacists. That's right, 31 muscular, sweaty men were arrested on their way to a gay pride event in Idaho. They were packed together in a U-Haul truck, all hot and bothered in their special manly outfits. They had traveled to a state that does not require a license to openly carry a piece. Oh my. And now they get to go to prison, where their bunk beds will be crammed together in tight quarters with nothing but men as far as the eye can see. Happy Pride Month, everybody! Gas is now so expensive that the German government is accusing fuel companies of collusion. Authorities were forced to walk back their accusations after realizing they couldn't afford to drive them back. Folks, we all know Texas has a shitty power grid, but help has come from a surprising source: renewable energy. Yes, wind and solar are picking up the slack from ERCOT, and solar has been especially efficient given that the sun is currently teabagging our face. The idea came after ERCOT tried unsuccessfully to power the grid with excuses from the Texas government as to why the grid hasn't been fixed yet, or the ever-popular thoughts and prayers, but in the end, the sun, or as Greg Abbott calls it, the devil's light bulb, ended up being way more effective. Republicans responded to the energy windfall by drilling a celebratory oil well. Amazon will launch a fleet of delivery drones in California that are not expected to destroy cities, demand that humans be their slaves, or generally wreak havoc. Offer available to Amazon Prime members only. It seems Grimes isn't the only thing leaving Elon Musk, as it's reported he lost $12 billion in imaginary wealth in just 2 days. Now he's only worth like $197 billion. Ugh, swipe left. A Slack survey found that while executives were more likely to say people should come into the office full time, they are less likely to do so themselves. And I just don't get it. Between long commutes with high gas prices, a complete lack of personal privacy, a guy named Doug talking on his cell phone at the top of his lungs in the break room, and at least 4 bathrooms that are closed for perpetual cleaning, what's not to love? Turning now to the world of entertainment, where it was revealed that the second Joker movie is going to be a musical with Lady Gaga, while the third Joker movie will be a Wes Anderson film about Swiss legionnaires. Jason Schwartzman is set to play the gondola, and The Rock will be playing Jason Schwartzman. McDonald's is shaving down their transaction time by 30 seconds by omitting parfaits and salads from their menu. I gotta be honest, when I go to the drive-thru alone, I am not exactly in a hurry to get back home with Happy Meals, if you know what I mean. Go ahead and take longer. Mama's got some scrolling to do. 2 workers were rescued after falling into a vat of chocolate. Emergency responders at the scene reported that the workers are recovering thanks to the fast work of Oompa Loompas, who later sang a rather scathing song to officials about OSHA violations at the factory. And finally tonight, scientists announced that they were able to grow human skin around a robot finger. Reached for comment, technical consultant Buffalo Bill said, "This is gonna save me so much time." That wraps up this week's episode of the Friday Fenix. Join us next week because there's always more news to peruse.
Your efforts are valid, but I don't think you can step up to the challenge. Your efforts are valid, but I don't think you can step up to the challenge.